our last video, we made four important points for our learners. The first point was that in simple structures, for example, simple past, simple present, we can use did or do does in the positive sentences also. This is the first point. This is the first point that we made last time. And the second point was that if there is a repeated activity, then we make use of used to. And if there is a set of repeated activities, then we use would. This is the point that we made. And another point that we made was कि कैसे सी आप कैसे कहते हो कि मैं करता हूँ करवाता हूँ किसी से करवाता हूँ ये how to say these things. This was the third point that we discussed. And then there was a fourth point also, कि where to place the interrogative words. If there is an interrogative word, it is to be placed right in the beginning of the sentence, which is already an interrogative sentence. For example, I say, कि why did you come? I don't say that why you came here. I say why did you come here?
Why
When
did
did
you
you
come?
come?
Yes.
How did you come here? Etc. So we made these 4 points. But then later on, you see, one idea came to my mind. कि see, sometimes used to is people make use of this expression used to sometimes also to refer to some kind of habit, the habit that they have come to form. For example, suppose somebody is rude to me. So I see and see I can say that no problem. I'm used to the people like you. I'm
Hmm.
used to the people. So
I am.
see over there. I'm used over there. This expression used to, it becomes a kind of adjective. See the phrase used to. So it is now in this sentence. Ki I'm used to people like you. Here it is not an action. It is not a verb that refers to a single repeated activity. Here used to describes me. I'm used to people
Okay.
like that. So
Ah.
sometimes, so let me make it very clear for our learners. Okay, sometimes used to is uh, can be put to use to just refer to some kind of habit that you have come to form. For example, I have given one example. The other example is that see, I suppose I want to say कि मुझे किताबें मुझे किताबें पढ़ने की आदत है.
की आदत है.
I'm used to
I'm
reading books.
used to.
I'm used to buying books, new books like that. So
Oh,
used to can be used like this also. Addition to the things that we told last time, Kisi, I used to take tea. Here it is a verb. Here I used to take tea. Here it is an expression. It is a verb here. I used to
fine.
uh, I used to take exercise those days.
Exercise.
I used to visit temples. Those see, like any repeated. I told you any single repeated activity. When I want to refer to that, I put this expression to use as an action word. So
Hmm.
when I was see when see 2 years back I used to take tea. Now I do not take like that.
Right.
Now 2 years back I used to take tea. Now I do not take tea. So like this, as an action, it is an action word here. But when I say I'm used to reading books, here it becomes my description. Here it becomes a kind of adjective that describes me. See, having the habit of reading something. So
We can.
used to.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, sir. I want to add one example. Like earlier, I used to hate books, hate
but
reading books. Hmm.
really look here. But here, the sentence that you have used,
Hmm.
it is an
Earlier.
action. Here it is an action sentence.
Yes,
I
yes.
yeah, I
I
used
want to
to.
complete it. I want
Uh,
to complete it.
uh,
Earlier, I used to hate books, but now I
uh,
am used to reading books. Is it fine?
Wonderful, wonderful. This is a perfect example.
Yes.
This is a perfect example. Okay, earlier I used to hate books, but now I'm used to appreciating books.
Yes.
Wonderful. So we can use it like this. Okay,
Okay.
this is good. This is good. And again, Neha, see, so we have told our learners that whenever they come to learn an action word, for example, a verb, they should write then try to understand its present form, its past form, and its past participle form. It is very
Right.
important because see in schools, we used to say pehli form, duji form, तीजी form.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in Hindi, मतलब पहली form, दूसरी
Pehli.
form, तीसरी form. So I tell my learners not to use these expressions. They should say present form, past form, and past participle form. So when they start using these expressions or words, then they know in the present they will be using present form. In the past they will be using past form. So it becomes for them easier to probably then avoid those mistakes that they make otherwise. Okay, so
Yes.
verbs should always be they should always be learned in present form and past form and past participle form. And if they to write it, for example, now in our structures, 8 structures, we gave verb patterns to our students. So
Hmm.
over there, when we write it, we write V1. V1 means present. V2
Present.
means past. V3 means past participle. So like this. In writing, you can use these expressions V1, V2, V3. And in speaking, you should say present form, past form, and past participle form. So this is how they should do it. And then there is here, interesting point is that these verbs, they can be transitive verbs and they can be intransitive verbs.
Yes.
When if you have a dictionary with you, for example, in the dictionary they abbreviate it. They write it in shortened form, VTUs and VIUs. See, if
Okay.
you so if you open your dictionary, they will tell you that this is VTUs of this verb and this is VIUs of this verb. They will tell you like this. But these days, because our learners, they only check up the words on the dictionaries on the internet. Over there they never write over there VTVI. Matlab, see,
Okay.
I've looked around. See, whenever I look up a verb, I Google search it, or see, I have downloaded a particular app. It is called dictionary.com. I have it with me, dictionary.com. It is one of the dictionaries, for example. But otherwise also, whenever you want to check a word, you have to only Google search that word and the word is there. Not only an English word with the English meaning. Now, suppose you want to find an equivalent English equivalent word for some Hindi word. So the things
Yes.
have become very easy. The things have become very easy. Our learner is to simply Google search. See, English word for tawa. Tawa, for example,
Yes.
wo roti pekane wala. English
Yes.
word
Yes.
for tawa.
Tawa.
And that word will be there. Griddle.
Yes.
It will be there.
Yes.
And
Great.
and, and the and the opposite also. The case,
Hmm.
for example, suppose there is a word in English and they want to find, see that, then they see the Hindi word for griddle. The Hindi word for griddle, again they will get tawa then. So
Tawa.
things have
Yes.
things have become very simple. But the point that I was making, you see, in these dictionaries they never write VT or VI. They have a different expression. They say the use with an object, without an object. This is what they say. And see, when they want to tell about the VT use of the verb, they do not write VT over there. They say with object, with object. So
Okay.
with object. And similarly, when they want to stress the verb in transitive use, they say without object. This is what they say. And our learners, they sooner or later they find out what is a transitive verb and what is a intransitive.
Interest.
So basically the English word is transit. Transit. Transit actually means in the process of moving. Transit, for example, transit is a English
Okay.
word. So what is a verb? What is a transit verb? A transit verb is that which must take an object after it. See,
Okay.
I'll give you examples later. See, a very interesting one or two, three examples. See, verb transitive verb means that uh, it will make sense only if there is an object after it. Without without any object after the transit verb, the verb after, see, without any object after the transitive verb, there will not be sense. There will not be any sense, for example. Okay, so
Okay.
verb transitive means the action is will only be complete if it has an object after it.
Object.
Transitive verb means that the action will be complete only if there is an object after it. Okay,
Object.
and intransitive verb means there no object is required after it. No object
Okay.
is required. I give you two examples. See, take the word kill, Kill, kill. Kill, look at the verb kill. So, kill is a transitive verb, and we always, most of the time, we need an object after it. For
Hmm.
example, see, if we make a sentence like this, he killed, and we go away, he killed, and we do not add anything. So
Yes.
this will not make any sense. This will not
Yes.
make any sense. Okay, he killed. Kill mostly is a transitive verb. So we will have to say something. He killed a snake. So he killed a snake. He killed his
Yes.
time.
Time.
Okay, like this. So kill mostly takes an object after it
Object.
to complete the to make a sense,
Sense.
to make a complete sense. Okay,
Yes.
he killed all the harmful plans of his competitor, like this. So
Right.
kill an object is always expected after kill. So kill mostly is a transitive verb, understand? But
Hmm.
then look at another verb. For example, die. To die means to मर जाना, इसका मतलब यही होता
Marjana.
है. So when somebody says he died,
He did.
that's all. That's
That's.
all. The
Yes.
sentence is complete. Huh? So, see, he killed. Unless we say something after it, see, it will not make any sense. So, kill most of the time is a transitive verb. But
Transitive.
he died. Died is an intransitive verb.
Intransitive.
And Neha, the interesting thing to probably understand here is that most of the time the verbs are transitive verbs. Intransitive verbs are very rare, very few. In my experience, intransitive verbs, yes, a verb has a transitive use and intransitive. Like I tell you that the same verb can be VT, the same verb can be VI also. And
VI also.
in online dictionaries, the same verb may have an object after it, or the same verb may not have an object after
Object.
it.
Hmm.
So just now I told you that kill is a transitive verb,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and die is an intransitive verb,
Yes.
whereas die will always be an intransitive verb. It will always be an intransitive verb. I have never come across a sentence where die takes an object after it. Okay, but kill can be used as vi also. It can be used. Yes, this is the beauty. See, most of the English verbs are always transitive as well as intransitive. So,
Intransitive.
so just now I was telling you, kill is a transitive verb. He killed a snake. He killed his time. Okay, killed a snake and he killed ruthlessly. No, no. This look at this
Oh.
word ruthlessly. Yeah, Rasa.
Ruth.
So let me take another example. So for suppose there are soldiers, see, fighting against each other like it used to be in old times. Okay, he killed many enemy soldiers, and he killed ruthlessly. He now
Okay.
in the first sentence, killed is transitive.
Transitive.
He killed enemy soldiers, and he killed mercilessly. He killed
Merciless.
mercilessly. Now mercilessly, it is not an object. It is an
It is
adverb.
an
It,
adverb.
it is only an adverb. So whereas in the first sentence the kill was transitive verb, in the second the same kill is intransitive also. Huh? So kill can be transitive as well as intransitive, but die is always intransitive. Okay,
Oh.
and here, very interesting idea. If our learners, if they form this habit also to be focused, okay, whether a verb is VT or VI, they have sometimes great surprises that they come across. I tell you the two surprises that I myself experienced. For example, take the case of the verb carry, CARR, carry.
Mm.
Now tell me, Neha, uh, what should carry be? Is it a VT or VI? Is it a transitive verb or intransitive verb? From your experience up to now, how do you use carry? Make any
So
one or
mostly,
uh,
so without being conscious, mostly transitive. Like he's carrying a book. He is carrying
yes,
his bag.
yes,
Mostly in, yes,
yes.
in this
So
way.
this is how we know carry. We always know carry to be a transitive verb.
Transitive.
Okay? But once I read a sentence. Now look at the sentence. The sentence was, speak low. Your voice can carry.
Wow. Yes.
Here, carry means to become audible to other people.
Yes.
And here is the use of carry as intransitive verb.
Intransitive. Yes.
Okay, so but I was very pleasantly surprised that
Hmm.
carry that I knew to be transitive always, it turns out to be intransitive also.
Intransitive.
I
Yes.
said, not take another case, the opposite case. No, Neha, look at these two verbs: to sit, to stand. Huh? What are these in your see in your experience up to now? So sit and stand, are they transitive verbs or intransitive verbs?
Simply we can say, okay, go and sit. Go and
Huh?
sit there. Go and
So
sit.
so it is intransitive.
Yes,
It is
but
intransitive. Yes, go and sit over there. Go and
yes,
sit. It is an
over there.
intransitive. A sentence is complete. No object is needed.
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, stand.
हाँ.
Now use stand for example.
Stand still. ऐसे करके
Ah,
बोलते हैं ना कि stand, don't move, don't move, stand still.
no, yes. Again, probably up to now, your experience is that sit and stand are both intransitive verbs. Okay. When you say go and sit over there, so sit, this over there is only it is an adverb. It is a verb phrase. It is not an object. Okay.
Object.
Go and sit. Huh? Acha, you say that go and stand in the sun. So suppose somebody is punishing somebody, go and
Yes.
stand in the sun. So this in the sun is not an object. It is again an adverb. Okay. So this is how mostly people know sit and stand as to be only intransitive verb. Now look, both of them can be transitive verbs also. How? See, I once read and this I remember. See, when you start enjoying that dance of language, then you even remember where you
Yes.
came across a particular expression. So, as a teacher, we used to teach one. Write up by Dom Moraes. Dom Moraes is a Indian English author. So he has written about his mother, for example. The mother was hospitalized, and he visits the mother. And there was a sentence over there. He says that my mother set me on a stool and started talking to me. And
Yes.
I was surprised. My mother set me on a stool. Huh?
Honest.
तो हाँ देखो normally no sat no here sit sat here sit becomes
That.
a transitive verb. So mostly people say he made me sit on a stool. Mostly
Email.
people say it like this: he made me sit on a stool. So
Yes.
mostly they are in the habit of using only intransitive in the intransitive
Interest.
form. But
Yes.
here was a sentence. See where I discovered that sit can be used as a transitive verb also. Why mother sat me on the stool and started talking to me. And similarly, stand also. The policeman stood him against the wall and started slapping him. The
Hmm.
policeman stood the criminal against the wall and started slapping him. Now, so to sit me sat me on the stool and stood the criminal against the wall. So these are the transitive uses of these verbs. Huh? My
Exactly.
mother set me on a stool and started talking to me. The policeman stood the criminal against the wall and started slapping him. So it is something very interesting. So our learners, I hope that our learners, we have succeeded in
Yes.
probably kindling the curiosity of our learners, that from today onwards they should pay attention to whether a verb is being
Yes.
used in the transitively
Transitive.
or intransitively.
Yes, sir.
So
Fine.
this is what I wish to discuss with you today.
Okay,
And
sir.
again, next time, let us see what comes to your mind, and we'll talk
Yes.
about that. Huh?
Right, sir.
Okay.
Right.
God bless
Okay.
you.
Thank you,
And God,
sir. Thank you so
and,
much.
and God bless your little neighbor also. I see him sometimes on the sofa. Okay, God.
Yes, he's sitting
God,
beside me, just moving here and there.
I know. God bless both of you. God
Thank
bless
you
you.
so much,
Okay.
sir. Thank you. Good
Okay.
night. Okay,
Good
sir.
night. Good night. God bless you. Okay.